Comfy?
Yeah.
I was literally thinking of getting him a couple more pairs. They're much different colors. I'm that guy who like...
So we do the ID thing?
Yes, Eric Generic.
This is the last one?
No, not for the day. I mean, the last time of me doing the generic for you, I wish. If it only was that easy. So, are we rolling? Yeah. All right, so part 2, the finale's sort of finally here. What's the sort of feeling of, I mean, I know it's been a while since it's been filmed, but what's the sort of feeling that it's sort of like finally coming to an end?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be strange in a month when it's all gone until the DVD release. Yeah, I mean, people have been asking for ages how you feel when it's over, and I never really knew, and suddenly seeing the time frame get smaller and smaller, it is slightly worrying.
Well, it seems like, in your own way, it's almost been like high school or something. It's like every year, you're going to come back, see this group of people for 3 months, there may be a few new people, and then they'll be in your life, and sort of, what do you take away from sort of the last movie?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, it was a long haul for the last one, and also having, it was definitely, it definitely felt like an ending. Suddenly there was just an enormous amount of new cast, and we were just doing scenes with 30 people in it, and massive fight scenes, and it seemed big, and it seemed like it had turned into like a juggernaut by that point. And then ending with just me and Kristen at the end. That was the final thing we shot. It was kind of like, yep, Edward and Bella go off into the sunset.
What was it like sort of playing a father? I mean, obviously that's, not something you have any real life experience to draw on. Was that weird, or was it easy? Was it sort of because it was just such a natural progression for who the character had been and where he was headed?
No, I mean, it's quite easy just to work with kids. I mean, it's, and Mackenzie's great, and also all the other girls who are playing her at different ages throughout her life, they're all really fun to work with. But yeah, I don't know about natural progression, it just kind of, it's just fun. It's easy to work with kids, it's kind of inspiring.
And without giving too much away of the sort of confrontation of the battle, what was that like to film? Because I mean, that's certainly a bigger, more sort of epic moment, I guess, than any of the previous movies.
Yeah, I mean, I read that script before I'd read the book, and so when I got to that moment, I was thinking, what? Okay, you're really going for it then. Yeah, no, it was crazy. Just turning out, it felt like a vampire movie. But no, it was definitely exciting.
Did you do much more sort of physical training for that one than any of the other ones?
Not really. No, I mean, we were doing a lot of the choreography as well, like kind of on the fly, because people kept getting injured and stuff, so I keep having to change it. But it was fun. There was one massive, I think there's a 70-foot jump into a punch, which is I don't know if it's in the movie, but that was pretty fun.
And there's also this great moment where you swing Bella around and do this sort of like kick. I mean, was that tough to do?
It's tough to make it not look silly. But no, it was really fun. It's just odd suddenly, because the vampires in Twilight barely ever use their powers, especially in kind of huge movements and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely fun.
And obviously the interesting thing, and the thing I compare it to that is most like, I guess, is like the Bond movies. Sort of the new director coming in every time, and sort of Bill doing these last two. What was it like working with Bill?
It was, yeah, again, like insanely different to David Slade. He's not only really sympathetic to actors, but he's a great writer as well. We did a lot of work on the script for like 3 weeks before we started shooting. That was really fun, and yeah, he's just like he just kept his cool the entire time, which was very difficult on a really long and quite hard shoot as well.
When this all sort of started, because I mean, everyone's now, I think that it's at the end, we're sort of marveling at what it's been for sort of 5 years. Was there a moment for you early on where you thought like, wow, this is way more than I thought. I thought I was making some little, movie for $40 million with vampires, and I had no idea. Or were you sort of, was there a moment, or was it always just gradual and it just became more and more and more?
Yeah, it was kind of round about Comic-Con. I was a period of 3 or 4 days where I suddenly started to get recognized. And I mean, it was from absolutely nobody to pretty much everyone in LA. You couldn't walk down the street over 4 days. It was crazy. There was paparazzi everywhere, and they'd never come up to me before that. But I know when we were shooting the first one, there was definitely a mood where people knew that there was something strange about it, and it would either just completely disappear without a trace, or it would do something special. I think people were definitely excited about it when we were doing it.
And does it feel like, I mean, to me it feels like a big extended family. Like there's been so many people who sort of, in some ways you can only relate to each other because you're only the same people in this vortex, and whether you're, Jackson, or whether you're, Rami Malek or whoever, you come into this world, and it is sort of, I would think, a special thing that you all have in common that you don't, I mean, maybe the Potter people have it, or maybe the...
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you've all had a massively formative experience together, which very few people can say. I mean, it is the same thing as going to college, and like, your college friends. It's kind of, it's crazy. I mean, and we're all around about the same age. That's what's even more unusual. It just doesn't normally happen in movies.
And do you have a favorite scene or a favorite moment for this last movie?
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't even...
Or from shooting it, now you don't remember?
I always liked... I like all of Taylor's scenes in it. I like doing the Christmas scene. I just thought it was so... Or any scene which Taylor's doing with Renesmee, I just think it's hilarious. But yeah, I remember sitting around the Christmas tree and just seeing them sit together for the first time, and I was like, this is going to be in a movie.
All right, we're out of time.
Cool.
Thank you.